Hey guys, hope you all are at home and keeping safe, taking care of yourselves and your families. I'm Pragati and I work with Pepperfry. And today I'm going to be talking about sleep, the importance of sleep, and the importance of mattress in giving us good sleep. So, to begin with, I would like to talk about why is sleep important? Why are we talking about it today? One, I think this topic becomes all the more relevant in today's context because we are at homes and we have a lot of time in hand and probably more time to sleep also. So it's a very relevant topic, and I think you'll enjoy the session. Why is sleep important? So, what happens when we eat food, when we drink water? The food, it gets converted into energy. The energy helps us move around, do our daily activities, etc. Similarly, sleep is very important for us to regenerate our body cells. The whole body reorganizes itself while we are sleeping. So, you can actually say that sleep is as important as food and water for our survival. And I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know, but an average person sleeps for about one third of their lives, which means that if I'm 30 today, I've spent 10 years of my life sleeping, which is quite a lot. So that's how important sleep is, and the lack of sleep can actually be very harmful for us. It can degenerate our body, it can cause a lot of stress, and it can cause lack of immunity. And I'm sure lack of immunity is not something that we want right now. So, requesting all of you to sleep well and sleep properly and sleep enough. Again, sleeping enough, it depends on what is your gender, what is your age, what is your occupation, what is the kind of physical activity that you do. So, as you grow up, your requirement for sleep goes on decreasing. A child, for example, or an infant, for example, needs close to 14 to 17 hours a day of sleep. Whereas when you grow older, when you're an adult, you need about 6 to 7 hours. But it could again vary depending on again your occupation, your age, your body weight. So a lot of factors play in. But on the whole, sleep is very important. We all should and deserve to sleep well, at least for 6 to 7 hours a day in whatever we do. Moving on to why a mattress is important. So, what a mattress essentially does is that it keeps our spine in neutral position. It supports the spine. So that's the major role that a mattress plays. Otherwise, we could just sleep on the floor or sleep anywhere. But we need the spine to be supported, which is why a mattress is so important. So if you're sleeping on your back, on your stomach, or on the side, the role of the mattress remains the same, and hence mattress is important for all of us. Now, again, not sure if a lot of us know that mattresses, it's not a new concept. It has been in use for about 70,000 years now. And it was earlier made like in the olden ages, in the stone age or whatever. It was made from animal hide. And as advancements kept happening, and there was a lot of development around mattresses, there was a lot of awareness about sleep, a lot of advancement has happened, and now there are all sorts of mattresses. There are different types for different age groups. There are different types of mattresses for different types of comfort, firmness, etc. You name it, and it's there. But with the drawback being that there are so many that when we actually go out to buy a mattress or we're buying one online, it's confusing. There are tens of hundreds of brands, there are so many materials, each one is shouting out for its own presence. They're talking about USPs which we're not really aware of, etc. So, how does one choose, or like what does one look for? I think it's very experiential, and what is most important is that you actually sleep on the mattress if you can. You try it and then buy it. But I'm just going to give you a primer on what are the different types of materials that go inside a mattress, what goes into making it, so that you're at least a bit informed about what you should look for your kind of comfort, for your kind of budget, for how long you need to use that mattress, etc. So I'm going to start with the most basic ones and then go on explaining the other ones. But before I start, I'd like to tell you that there are three different types of mattresses, so there are three basic categories of mattresses which exist. One is the solid fill mattresses, which we are going to be talking about in detail, which is the most commonly used, which we are going to talk about in detail in the coming few minutes. Then there is air filled mattresses, which is nothing but a cover which can be inflated using air. So if you blow air into it, it expands and you can sleep on it. So basically, very portable, you can carry it with you, but not suitable for everyday use. And the third one is a water filled mattress, which was very popular in the olden days but kind of lost its popularity down the line, and now it's mostly used for medical purposes where the water keeps moving and hence it doesn't allow bed sores to form. So now it's just mostly used for medical purposes. The most common and the most popular ones are the solid fill mattresses, and I'm going to start with talking about the most basic material, which is coir. I think all of us at some point in our lives have used a coir mattress because it was very popular at one point of time and maybe the only type of mattress which was known to all. So coir is nothing but coconut husk. It is extracted, it is compressed, it's treated, made into layers, and that's what goes inside the cover. So that's a coir mattress, though it has a lot of advantages. It is a natural material, it's very breathable, it keeps you cool. But at the same time, it doesn't have a really long life. If you're using it for a period of 2 3 years, it'll kind of tend to sag in different places and doesn't give you that kind of support anymore. So people are kind of moving away from pure coir mattresses to other types of mattresses. And what are those other types of mattresses? Again, a very commonly known mattress or a very commonly known term is a foam mattress. But foam is not just one type of foam. There are so many different types of foams which can be made because it's a chemically produced material. So if you vary certain chemical compositions, the reaction time, etc., you can vary the density, the thickness, the comfort, the firmness, and so on. All the attributes of the foam is changeable depending on what chemicals you're using, what is the reaction that you're using, etc. So there is commonly known foams are HR foam, memory foam, PU foam, there's rebonded foam, etc., etc., soft foam, to name a few, and there are lots more. But these are the common ones which you would see if you actually go and look at the cross section of a mattress. You would see these foams being used very often. So, what are these? I would not go into the detail of each one of them because majorly these are just comfort or support layers that are used together or in various combinations to give you different types of comfort. What is most common and popular these days is a memory foam. Memory foam was originally designed for NASA for the rockets. So whenever the rocket would take off, the seats would absorb the shock. So that is what it was originally designed for. But I think over a period of time, people realized that it could be used for various other uses, mattress being one of them. So, which is why now it has become a very popular substitute for foam mattresses, especially amongst the millennials. So they prefer this material a lot. It has become very popular and it has been advertised and marketed really well. So you see it everywhere. Though it has its own kind of advantages, which is that it conforms to the shape of your body. It gives you the support at the right places, but some people find it too soft. They think that it doesn't support the body as much because in India specifically, I think the thinking is that a mattress has to be hard to give you the right kind of support. So not very popular amongst the older generation, but millennials, yeah, they're getting to use it a lot. So from coir, the major market shift is happening to memory foam and different types of foam. HR foam is slightly firmer, softy foams is mostly used for the top layer, which kind of gives it a soft feel, etc. So various types of foams are there. Moving on, then there are spring mattresses, which are also called inner spring mattresses. So basically, there are a blanket of springs put together and encased in foam on the sides and on the top, and again put inside a cover. So there are two types of spring mattresses. There's bonal and there's pocket. Again, I'm not going to go into too much of detail, but basically pocket spring is considered to be better than bonal spring because it's more comfortable, it avoids partner disturbance, etc. So pocket spring is preferred over bonal springs. I'm sure all of us have slept on a spring mattress at some point in our lives when we've been traveling or staying in a hotel. It's comfortable, it's bouncy, but again, people don't prefer that as much because people prefer firmer mattresses. And the con of it is that if one of the mattress coil fails, you kind of don't feel the comfort of the mattress anymore. So that's not very preferable, but people still use it in their homes to some extent. Then there's another very common type of mattress, or a common general term around mattresses which is used, which is called hybrid mattresses. Hybrid mattress is not a material. Actually, all the mattresses, they are kind of made of different layers and put together. So even a coir mattress with layers of foam on both the sides could be called a hybrid mattress. So I just wanted to clear this out so that there's no confusion if hybrid is a material or it isn't. So it's not. It's basically different layers of materials put together, and a mattress is made out of it. Then there are lots of advancements which are happening. People are moving to natural materials. There's a lot of awareness which has been created about sleep and importance of sleep, and people are becoming more aware of what surface they should sleep on. So people are eventually moving to more natural materials. One of the most popular ones being latex. So latex is a rubber extract. Again, it's kind of treated and it's made into sheets. It's supposed to be a very good alternate for memory foam because it's natural. It doesn't. It's not too soft. It's not too hard. It kind of gives you the right support to your spine. So a very good material, but the con is that it's a little more expensive than memory foam. So it's kind of used in some parts of the mattress. Say there'll be a 1 inch thick layer of latex on top of the mattress, which gives you the right support and doesn't kind of pinch your pocket either. There is one more material which is a gel sort of a material, which is very common again. So I'm just taking up the materials which you would generally read about and probably not know what they do to you or do for you. So there's gel, which actually is infused with certain particles which keeps the body cool. So they're called gel infused uh, memory foam or whatever. So there's memory foam which has gel infused into it. So it's like a toothpaste basically. So it keeps you cool. So it like the particles in the toothpaste, they keep your mouth cool. Similarly, the gel mattresses, they do that. So it's just a layer which is used on top, just like latex mattresses or just like any other mattress. It could be a top layer which keeps you cool. So other than these, this is what mostly constitutes the different types of materials that go inside the mattresses. Apart from this, there's a lot of advancement going on every day. You would see completely molded mattresses. There are all sorts of mattresses made out of automotive grade materials, etc. This is what most people use, and yeah, so that kind of sums up what I had to say about the materials and what you should know. There's also a question which is frequently asked about the firmness of a mattress. What is the ideal firmness for you? Where I would like to say that there's no one firmness which fits all type of people. So there's no one mattress which fits everybody. Some people might need softer mattress, some people might need it to be firmer. So similarly, there's no one firmness that fits all. It's generally depicted on the product on a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being the most firm. So depending on what kind of comfort you need, you should actually try the mattress. You should see what fits you well and then go for it. And the advantage in these days is that a lot of brands are offering 30 days trials, 100 nights trials, where you can actually use the product for a couple of months, see if it suits you, and then if not, you could return it back, and if it suits your body, etc., then it's well and good. So that kind of sums up the mattress construction, what goes inside it, what does firmness mean, how important it is, etc. I'd just like to move on to the last bit of this session, which is some common myths which surround mattresses. One of them being that higher the warranty of the product, the higher is the life of the product, which is kind of not true, because the warranty is offered on certain parts of the mattress, just like any other product. So a higher warranty does not guarantee a higher life. So don't confuse warranty for a higher life. So typically, if a mattress is made out of coir, it will have a lifetime of 2 to 3 years. But depending on how much you use the product, how you use it, it could be lesser or more. Uh, Another myth which surrounds mattresses is that the mattresses should be kind of flipped every couple of months, which is again not true, because what happens is a lot of mattresses today, they are designed to be used only on one side. So if there's a layer of memory foam on top, it's only designed to be used with that top layer on the top. So you can't kind of flip it, because if you flip it, you're sleeping on the wrong side. So that's again another myth that surrounds uh, the mattress or the product in its whole. So I think that kind of sums up what I had to say about mattresses. There will be a lot of more such sessions on a lot of more interesting topics, which will happen over the next couple of days. And so stay tuned, stay safe, and stay in your homes, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you.